What's up, y'all? So let me explain something that people need to understand about Bitcoin. It's very simple, actually. I probably could have just tweeted this in a single tweet. I figured, maybe a video might be a little bit more, insightful. I can get into the details, whatever. If people start to use Bitcoin as money, as it was kind of originally intended, what they have to consider is the supply that's already been cornered. That girl was staring hard, bro. Did you see that? I thought she understood I'm recording a video and she just kind of like didn't catch that. Whatever. Okay, anyway. What people need to understand is that, the market of Bitcoin, the supply of Bitcoin has already been bought up for the most part early on by people that like bought it when it was really cheap. You know what I'm saying? And so what you have is a whole supply that's been cornered basically. And then you have a very small available supply, and that's really why the value's going up so high right now. Is because there's a small available supply, because everybody's is hodling, so everybody's holding on to what they got for the most part. So it's a very small available supply, and then there's people that are trying to get in, and this is what I call the investor cycle. Man, I'm getting into all the details. Whatever, it's got to be understood eventually, man. But look, the investor cycle, that's basically where as investors come in, they buy, they hold as something's going up in value, which shrinks the supply, shrinking supply while people are trying to buy, increasing, demand. That's going to cause prices to kind of go up even more rapidly, kind of start to skyrocket, shoot up very fast. And that causes more people want to come in, more people to hold on. So the supply is shrinking rapidly while the demand's increasing rapidly. And it just causes these things to go supernova, shoot up. And then at some point, the demand kind of dries up. Only, some people are looking at that. They're saying, okay, it's super high. It might be a bubble. We might not want to, get in on that, blah, blah, blah. And demand kind of dries up. A lot of people look at it as a scary investment. So when that happens, the price doesn't, start slowing down. That's when everybody says, okay, I guess it's time to sell. And all of a sudden, everybody dumps. Everybody's trying to sell at the same time. Nobody's trying to buy because nobody's trying to buy a depreciating asset. And the price just goes off the edge of a cliff. That's the investor cycle. And then at some point, people anticipate a bounce and they start buying back up. And, it starts going up again. The more people come in again. And the whole cycle starts over. I explained this years ago. Nobody's been listening to me because people just think, oh, how much money do you have? I guess you can't know anything about economics. You don't have $1 billion. Wrong. I wish I had $1 billion though. I really do. I wish I had a fucking billion. I wish I had a trillion, dude. I wish I had money to invest. I would have invested in Bitcoin a long time ago, actually, if I had a decent amount of money to invest. Anyway, so that's that, the investor cycle. But what's happening right now what's already happened is the supply's been bought up, straight up, and certain people own like significant portions of it. The supply's bought up. The market on that money's cornered. And right now there's a very limited supply that's available, that people are actually trading. And this is like really kind of maybe higher up in the peak of the investor cycle. And that's why the price is up. But the whole thing I'm trying to get to, a lot of people call this pump and dump. Everybody knows what a pump and dump is. Pump and dump, pump and dump. But I think people just don't see those specifics with the shrinking supply, increasing demand, and that's why I kind of, coined the term investor cycle. And I don't know. People know what a pump and dump is though, but I just don't think they might. I think they maybe don't see the very specific functionality with the decrease in supply and increasing demand, which causes more demand and even more of an even more decreased supply. Anyway, the point I'm trying to get to, this is a bad video, isn't it? Dang it. I was trying to make it good. But it's all right because I'm just going to continue. I just muscle through this shit. I'm running out of daylight. I'm feeling it right now. Anyway, the supply's already bought up. If people start to use that as money, and then there's just a small available supply, then it's gonna be a small portion of the whole lot of money of that type of money that people are going to be using. And then the bigger that group of people gets, the more scarce that money will be in that group of people. So the value relative to goods and services will be high. It'll be like a relative supply of the money versus how much stuff people are trying to use that money to facilitate trade for or with or for whichever one. So it's like the it might be a small amount of money, a whole bunch of people trying to trade their stuff with that money. That's gonna the ratio of like the amount of stuff versus money is just gonna be crazy. And the people who have already bought up the whole supply, they can low key like the value of what they're holding on to might be super high because of that artificially short supply that's created by everybody hodling or whatever. And then the increase of people trying to use it as money to facilitate trade, the people who are the whales or whatever holding on to crazy amounts of it, it's gonna be insane like how much that money is gonna be worth. And but I mean, and it's basically it's not a fair situation. And I know a lot of people will be like, well, maybe you should invest in Bitcoin. It's like, dude, I didn't have $1 billion to buy, fucking 10% of the supply. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody, I mean, few people did, let's say that. So really the people that cornered the market early on were probably super rich people who are probably smart at investing. And it's just gonna be a really bad thing. Like if people actually start to use that as money, and you got the whole supply already cornered, bro, it's like, dude, they're literally just gonna be. They did nothing. They just bought a supply of some type of currency early on, and waited, and now you're the people that are actually gonna be using that to facilitate trade. For their labor, their services, whatever. They're going to be almost robbed of their own labor while these, investors who bought up the whole supply early on just sit back and just, oh, here's one Satoshi. Here's one more Satoshi. Like just like you're a slave to them at that point. So the fact that the whole supply is already bought up it just to me is like a major like liability red flag going on with Bitcoin. If people want to use it as money, especially if people are talking about using it as like a global currency, like for the whole world, like that's insanity. That's gonna allow the people who bought up the whole supply to literally just buy everything. It's like that'll literally be like they could literally just buy everything and own everything. Like that's literally like almost just here, take the whole fucking world. Now you own it. Like fuck that, dude. And so my solution for this whole thing, here's the whole thing I'm trying to get at with this, is that we should have a free market of money. We should have a whole bunch of different money that people are using. And really, if any of them become compromised, like Bitcoin is, with the whole supply being bought up already, the whole supply being cornered, then you just say, okay, we're not going to use that because we're not going to allow those people to literally buy up everything on planet Earth. You know what I'm saying? If, let's say, a certain type of money, is already cornered and literally, the whole world adopts it, they could literally at some point, if they had, let's say the world's using 10% of Bitcoin to do all of the commerce in the world, and if somebody owns 10%, they could literally basically buy everything. They literally have as much money that's being used to facilitate business, in their little Bitcoin wallet, and they could actually, I didn't just, if they did it all at the same time, they go boom, sell me everything, I'm buying everything right now, boom, they could literally buy the entire world. So yeah, it's a major red flag. It's liability. It's compromised. Bitcoin is compromised. I think that's what I'm gonna call this video. Bitcoin is compromised. But that's the thing, I mean, Bitcoin's good to begin with because it challenges the money monopolies of the central banks, the governments. That just, money monopolies are the problem. Those are the problems. Consolidated, user bases of different monies are the problem. What you need is a free market of money where there's like all types of competing currencies, to where the whole world isn't using just one type of currency that some guy owns most of, and then allows them to just buy up everything. No, you want competing currencies that are hopefully like well distributed, like very well distributed. You don't want whales in any of if there's whales in any of these types of new cryptocurrencies or anything, or any type of money, then that is a compromised type of money. And hopefully people will be able to see that and literally just like boycott it. Literally, like if there's a company that is doing like I don't know, has bad business practices, is using slave labor or something, then you'll boycott that company. You say it's a bad company, I'm not gonna use their product. Same thing. If there's a certain type of money, somebody owns the whole supply, like why would you use that? Allowing them to just literally buy up labor from the economy, that's like literally electing, yourself to be a slave. It's like, why would that would just be dumb. So yeah, free market of money with I have a feeling people ain't gonna get this shit until like later on. I'm talking about like this shit is like too far ahead for people. It's over their heads right now. Like they're like, what the fuck? Like, can't we just celebrate Bitcoin right now? Look, Bitcoin's cool, bro, but it's definitely compromised right now. It's one of those things like society has to move in steps. I move in steps too, but I move like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, boom. Like I do that shit quickly. Society is a lot fucking slower collectively. Some individuals might understand what I'm talking about, but I have a feeling, I don't know. Hopefully, the collective, understand sooner than later. But yeah, Bitcoin's compromised. You don't want you don't want to use any type of money that's compromised. You want a free market of money with different types of money that are hopefully well distributed. So there aren't any whales or whatever that can literally just buy up entire sectors of the economy. Please don't annoy me, bro. All right, he was. I asked him if I told him I was recording a video, but anyway, yeah, you just don't want any type of money that's compromised. And if there's a free market of money, hopefully people will understand the dynamics of money. They would be able to, judge if any given type of monetary product is a good type of product. You know what I mean? Just like you look at a car and you're like, oh yeah, that's good. Good engineering, solid, nice. I like it. I'll take it. You know what I mean? That's what people are going to be doing when they literally trade their goods and services, their labor, whatever, for money. You have to look at what you're trading your labor for, and hopefully you understand if it's a good product or not. You know what I mean? And that's what we need is a free market of money, so people can know, like, so people have options first of all, but people have to understand. People. You got to know what you're buying. If you're going to buy a car, you got to know about cars a little bit. You can't just go blind. And, generally with a free market of anything, there's reviews, consensus comes out, word comes out. And that's what I'm doing right now. Like I'm giving my review of Bitcoin basically. And so I'm just explaining what I see about Bitcoin. I'm like, okay, well, here's my review of Bitcoin. It's compromised. It's the same thing. Like, in any given market or whatever, dude, like there's reviews, there's people, they know what the flaws are with the product, and people will stay away from ones that have some bad stuff about them, and they'll hopefully adopt the ones that are good. In the free market, the best product wins, in the free market. Hoping to make that guy mad. Looks like he might be part of the cartel or something. I have no idea. I don't know. He has a nice car. He looks like a young kid. I don't know what he does. You bought Bitcoin, bro? I should ask him. Maybe he did. He may be like invested in Bitcoin or something like that, low key. Hold on. I was gonna ask him, but I thought he might actually get mad if he is in the freaking cartel. Look, I'm right down here by the border. If he low key is in the cartel, he might get mad if I ask, so I didn't want to ask. I have a feeling maybe he is. I'm not even trying to assume that, but I don't know. I could be wrong. Anyway, we need a free market of money. That's my review on Bitcoin. Bitcoin, this is probably a bad review. This is probably a bad video. I didn't think of it. I should have thought this up first, that this was going to be like a Bitcoin review. Here's my Bitcoin review of the monetary, my review on the monetary product we call Bitcoin. Boom, boom, boom. That's the way we need to talk about it. Oh, I hate these lights, dude. You saw these lights just turn on? I hate them with their fluorescent white. It's just such a bad wavelength. I like the orange ones. Those are nice, but not these white. It's just bad. I don't like it. Anyway, Bitcoin's compromised. That's all you need to know, kids. Hopefully you understand. We need a free market of money. People have to, there needs to be money reviews. There needs to be like literal, like, I don't know, some way, like just need to be like word of mouth. Like, oh yeah, like, I don't know. Like some people say Fords are good. Some people say Chevys are good. Some people say Fords suck because such and such. Some people say Chevys suck because such and such. You know what I mean? Like word of mouth. People know the flaws with each one. Same thing. We need a free market of money and people knowing what's going on with each type of monetary product. See what I'm saying, bro? It's the future. I can see it now. And I love it. I love it. I'm leaving it at that. I make the weirdest videos. Damn. Sorry. Damn. An attractive female right there. What the fuck am I talking about right now? I gotta go. I have things to do. I'll talk to y'all later. I'm out of here. Be safe, y'all. God bless you. And God bless a free market of money.